One summer, a young boy visited his grandfather's home during his vacation. He loved playing with his grandfather and listening to his stories. But this time, he had an important question on his mind. One day, as they sat together under the shade of a tree, the boy looked up at his grandfather with curious eyes and asked, "Grandpa, how can I become successful when I grow up?" The grandfather smiled and nodded, but did not answer immediately. Instead, he took the boy to a nearby plant nursery. At the nursery, the grandfather bought 2 small plants and brought them home. Without explaining much, he planted one inside a pot and placed it indoors. The other he planted outside in the open yard. As he finished, he turned to the boy and asked, "Which plant do you think will grow better?" The boy thought for a moment and then answered confidently, "The one inside the house will grow better. It is safe from storms, animals, and harsh weather." The grandfather simply smiled and said, "Let's wait and see." Years went by and the boy grew older. When he visited his grandfather again, he was reminded of the question he had asked. Years ago, this time he was determined to get an answer. "Grandpa, last time I asked you about success, but you never told me," he said. The grandfather smiled and replied, "First, let's check on our plants." The boy looked at the plant. Inside the house it had grown, but not very much. Its roots were confined to the small pot, and it remained delicate. When they stepped outside, the boy was amazed. The tiny plant they had once planted had grown into a mighty tree. Its roots ran deep, its branches spread wide, and it stood firm against the wind. The boy stared at it in disbelief. "But Grandpa, this tree faced storms, animals, and all kinds of dangers. How did it grow so big?" The grandfather smiled and said, "This tree had to face challenges. It fought against strong winds, harsh sunlight, and heavy rains. Every struggle made it stronger. Its roots dug deep to survive, and now nothing can shake it." The plant inside the house was safe, but it never had the chance to grow beyond its limits. It remained small because it never faced hardships. At that moment, the boy understood. Success does not come from comfort. It comes from facing challenges and overcoming them. "Life is like this tree," the grandfather continued. "If you always choose the easy path, you will never reach your full potential. But if you are willing to face difficulties, you will grow strong and unshakable. Obstacles are not barriers. They are stepping stones to success." The boy took a deep breath, staring at the tree. He now saw challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow. Just like in a game where every challenge is a step toward victory, life too rewards those who keep pushing forward. As he walked away, he carried with him a new understanding. Success is not about avoiding hardships, but about facing them, head-on and growing stronger with each step. Life is an adventure full of twists and turns. Every obstacle is a lesson, every challenge a chance to grow. So embrace the journey, face the storms, and rise stronger every time. Keep rising, keep growing. Your success story is just beginning. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Mendora Tales for more stories of wisdom, courage, and wonder.